all the advocates who gather here, along with guests and the Bar Council members, are very eager of hearing some of the salient features of his life and also the advice to the young advocates and also the other advocates by our honorable guest, Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra, Supreme Court Judge.
Brother Justice B.V.L.N. Chakrabarti, Sri Dwarkanath Reddy, Chairman Bar Council of Andhra Pradesh, and a prolific speaker it seems. Sri, I missed that deliberately, since it's a different kind of gathering. Sri S. Krishnamohan, Vice Chairman of the State Bar Council, Sri K. Chidambaram, President AP High Court Bar Association. Since I am meeting him for the first time after his election, I congratulate him. Sri Ghanta Ramarao, Senior Advocate, the Program Coordinator and the former Chairman of the Bar Council. And he, along with Nagi Reddy, who initiated the entire event, connecting me to this valedictory function. Sri V. Chandrasekhar Reddy, Sri S. Brahmanand Reddy, Sri P. Narasimha Rao, Sri Sunkara Rajendra Rao, Sri V. Brahmanand Reddy, all respected members of the Bar Council. Sri Pawan Kumar, the maverick dynamic principal of the Law College here. A very good afternoon to all of you. And at the outset, I feel delighted, not only delighted, but honored and privileged to be here again in this August house, in this auditorium, to deliver this valedictory lecture in this residential orientation program of 3 days. And it is, as it was put to you by the President, very rarely it happens that in the same program, almost same program, one would get the opportunity of inaugurating also and then being a part of the valedictory function also. I am fortunate to have that occasion with me. It started sometimes in first week of or last week of May, that Ghanta Ramarao called me and then Nagi Reddy called me back to back, saying that, can you please inaugurate this second volume, of this orientation program. I was in a fix because I was holding my vacation court sitting from 3rd of June to 16th of June, that is today. Today also I was supposed to be in the Supreme Court, not holding the court sitting, but I was required to be in the station because that is the requirement of a judge, for a judge who is holding vacation sitting. But then I could not resist the temptation of an invitation, refusing an invitation or accepting whatever you may call, the temptation of going and coming amidst you once again. Then I spoke to Honorable Chief Justice of India, can you please spare me for one day? He said that there are other judges available in case of any emergency, other judges will be available. You please go and enjoy your association with the lawyers and the Bar Council of the Andhra Pradesh. And this is how I am here once again. This residential orientation program is one of its kind in the entire country. Orientation program happens in different bar council. Some would perform and complete the ritual of an orientation program in a one-day program or a half-day program, 1 or 2 lectures of any prominent speaker, dignitary. But I have not seen the residential orientation program elsewhere in any bar council lasting for 3 days. And that is unique with the Andhra Pradesh Bar Council. I must congratulate them for this endeavor, this hard work. You see, training of lawyers has become a lip service for the bar councils. But it is not so with the Andhra Pradesh Bar Council. And that shows the passion and commitment of the Bar Council of AP to train the young lawyers. And that is why I have found the quality of lawyer during my stint here as the Chief Justice, the quality of lawyering or advocacy was at such a good position when I compare that with the quality which we have faced in MP and Chhattisgarh at that point of time. Even in other states which I have visited when I was chairman of the Bar Council, language only doesn't mean the quality. One may speak very fluent English, but the quality of the content or the legal submissions which is contained in that oratory inside the court is one good thing which I have found in the lawyers of Andhra Pradesh, be it in the High Court when I was there, or I am seeing it in the lawyers belonging to this area when they appear in the Supreme Court also. So that is one great thing. And I was going through this. Invite, the whole invite, and the topics which have been chosen. The topic starts from CPC with special reference to execution of decrees and orders. You see, the inaugural topic starts with execution, not with pleadings, but execution. And I was thinking, why this inauguration has started with execution? But then I could connect it with the problem Indian judiciary or the Indian judicial system or the legal system is facing, because there is an old saying, we have found that in the judgments of Privy Council, that in India the litigation starts when the decree is put to execution. And it's a widely thought inaugural address.
Problem starts
when the man is armed with a decree. So that is one. Then the second topic of law leaves the lawyer's way. This is also a very apt topic. Law itself really is molded the way lawyers try to make it and shape it. Most of the time, we give a different trajectory to the law which is already laid down. The law which is already settled for decades is unsettled, not because of judges, but because of the lawyers who raise a new point and give a different dimension by way of interpretation, because the society is growing and the complications in the day-to-day life compels an individual, whether he is a litigant or he is a lawyer, to think the same problem in a different way. And when the same problem is put in a different way by way of different interpretation, the judge facing with the contemporary difficulties in applying the law which is settled decades ago, he is compelled to think that why can't we approach this problem in a new way? Because what happens, the lawyer's mind is such ingenious mind that when a law is settled in a particular way, they will find ways and means to overcome that problem by way of a settled law, and then a new set of pleadings will start to avoid application of that settled law, and the new set of pleadings in a new set of facts after decades would throw a new kind of interpretation. And there is why the second topic is also very apt, that it is lawyers who wishes to give a different picture or projection to the law of the land. And this new laws, this Nyaya Sanhita, all CRPC, IPC in the new avatar, that is really going to throw a big opportunity for all the lawyers. This kind of opportunity comes in not decades, it comes in centuries. In the previous century, the new laws were enacted, and now these three set of laws are given a new look. You see, though it may seem to be, on a cursory reading, it may seem to be the same wine or old wine in the new bottle, but it is not like that. It is not like that. There are so many. It is not the rearrangement of the provisions of law. There are much more into it. And I was just reading 2-3 days back, there was one news article in the Times of India. The Delhi police is developing an app to help roll out the new criminal laws. And it was an interesting reading. What they say, that in the new app, the police officers will be able to upload whatever evidence he has collected during investigation, whether it is in digital form or scientific evidence or oral evidence or the evidence of recovery, etc. All those will be uploaded in an app, and that app will monitor the investigation, and that app will reach, it is a instant reporting of the investigation to the higher authorities in the police. So there will be a check and monitoring of the investigation by the higher authorities. So it will no longer be at the mercy of the IO only. And if some complaint is made at the investigation level to the higher police officers, he is not required to call the IO to submit an explanation. The app will be available with the higher authorities. They will look into the particular FIR, and then things will be sorted out. Come July 1, and every lawyer would be interested in moving new application by applying the new provisions in the Indian Evidence Act or the CRPC. And it would be an interesting battle at the beginning. The Judicial Academy, the National Judicial Academy, is also gearing up. The judges throughout the country are being invited for this orientation session of the new laws. Recently, in fact, 4 judicial officers from Andhra Pradesh, they have gone to National Judicial Academy for training on these three new laws. They met me, and different police academies, the state governments, all the state governments in their own capital, they are holding parleys, meetings, teaching sessions, academic sessions, orientation sessions. Not only that, even the paralegal volunteers are also being trained. The lawyers are also being trained by different bar councils to gear up. Because you see, if at the beginning the law is laid down incorrectly, then it will be difficult, because the wrong law would keep on applying for some years till it is corrected at the Supreme Court level or the High Court level. So the beginning of application of any new law or any new system is always very important phase in the lifeline of that particular system. So then comes the session of art of stress management in life. There was a saying when I was practicing that lawyers they are purchased by selling the headache of the client. So the moment you accept a brief, the stress of the litigant is also transferred to you. So this topic is also a very, very apt and much needed topic to be addressed by the dignitaries who have spoken on this. Then the routine topic of will and declaration and injunction suits. Then comes the art of advocacy. This art of advocacy is a topic which is being spoken about since time immemorial. And it will be talked about, spoken about, and the more you talk, the more you think that this lawyer is not complete, he doesn't know anything. So this is one topic which every bar council should always include in the program. Then role of bar and bench in the administration of justice. This is also a very germane topic, because unless the relation between the bar and bench is congenial, healthy, the proceedings will not culminate positively and in a qualitative way. For a good judgment to be delivered by a judge, the courtroom atmosphere has to be very healthy. Anything which comes out from the pen or the mind of the judge in a stressed mind, that may not reflect the proper wordings which one is able to utter. The same judge or the same person, if he is writing something in a cool state of mind, would deliver a very qualitative judgment, but when he is stressed, he will tend to falter. He will go haywire and commit mistakes somewhere in the judgment if he is not in the cool state of mind. Then right to property, Transfer of Property Act, specific relief, these are all the very, very popular topics. And Specific Relief Act is now the majority of the litigation is concentrating around this Specific Relief Act. There are less number of title suits, but more of the nature of specific relief. Then my brother Justice Chakravarti has delivered today this lecture on electronic evidence. And that is also one area in which criminal law is moving around and revolving around, because nowadays the investigation begins when an FIR is lodged, the first step the IO does is to seize the mobile of the suspect. And he doesn't apply his mind in the beginning. His mind begins to work only when he sees something in the mobile. The contact of the prospective accused, the contact which he has made immediately before commission of crime, or other incriminating materials inside the hard disk of that mobile. So that is one important thing. Electronic evidence has gained so much of importance nowadays that one cannot do away with this part of the law. And if you have not mastered how the electronic evidence would be applicable in the given set of facts in a litigation, you are not a complete lawyer. You have to master the field of electronic evidence, particularly when you are dealing in criminal law. Not the ordinary assault case or the abuse case, but if it is a murder case, if it is a rape, if it is circulation of some obscene things or incriminating things. You see, nowadays, even in company matters, this electronic evidence are assuming significance because the exchange of communication between the functionaries of the same company or the functionaries of one company with another company, if there is a problem of winding up, amalgamation, merger, then those communications assume very significant role, and proof of those electronic messages in course of or just before the process of the difficulty of that company begins, that is also one important thing. And the whole litigation in corporate matters are taking a different shape if there is one fraudulent mail exchange between the companies or the functionaries of the companies. Then from merger, the litigation goes to fraud. And the whole dimension of the relation between the parties, warring parties, that completely changes. So that electronic evidence is very, very important these days. My journey in law and interaction with lawyers began in 2002 when I was elected as Bar Council, member of the Bar Council. And I always tell this, last time probably also I have spoken about it, that meeting lawyers who are at the end of the queue, who reside in the far away, remotest corner of the country, who don't have means to arrange for and meeting the two ends. Those are the lawyers who are really suffering, and for them, this kind of orientation program would be really, really very helpful and meaningful. Before I contested the Bar Council election, I was also thinking that all the lawyers are well off. But having seen them from the close corner and interacted them during my canvassing, I saw the reality that the grass from somewhere else looks very greener, but it is not that green when you reach to the field and the exact place. We have to do so much for the benefit of the lawyers that whatever you do appears to be incomplete or less than satisfactory. So what I am telling you and to the Bar Council is that this effort should continue. It should not stop. And hats off to the KL University who is providing all the necessary assistance in this Solomon program and the effort of the Bar Council of AP. And I really hope that this will continue and will benefit the lawyers. And I expect and hope that I will continue to be here whenever time permits me, and I am remembered by the Bar Council. And Andhra Pradesh is so close to me that any request to come to Andhra Pradesh, I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, I can never refuse. Please continue the love and affection, and I can assure you that I will reciprocate in the same way. Thank you so much.